Surely everyone has heard about the paradoxes in daily life. However, there's a particular paradox mentioned in a South Korean TV series, and that is the killer paradox. In this video, I'll explore and delve deeper into this paradox with you. What is killer paradox? The killer paradox is a concept in culture and psychology that refers to the contradiction between the actions of a murderer and societal values and norms. Typically, a murderer is seen as someone who commits the most serious crimes in society, causing chaos and pain to others. However, in some cases, the actions of the murderer highlight unusual, often unseen aspects of society. This paradox is often emphasized when a murderer exhibits characteristics or behaviors that society does not expect or cannot comprehend. For example, a murderer may demonstrate intelligence and concern for their victims, or even have particular moral principles that ordinary people cannot understand. This creates a contradiction between the violent behavior of the murderer and their remarkable, sometimes admirable aspects. The killer paradox often raises questions about the nature of humanity, the limits of morality and psychology, as well as how society judges and treats criminals. Paradox in Killer Paradox. The main character in the series is Tang, not someone with lofty ideals, exceptional intelligence, or perfect power, but rather seems to be a pawn of fate. Whoever he kills turns out to be a villain, and any evidence against him disappears through this strange case. The series raises questions about the relationship between order and justice. In the series, Tang's killings and the paradoxes that arise are as follows. First time, Tang meets two middle-aged friends drinking at the convenience store he works at. After they leave, he sees one of them lying motionless on the road, the one who behaved rudely to him while buying things. He walks a bit and encounters the other person. Tang reminds him, "Your friend is lying on the road. It's going to rain soon. Take him home." Unlike the cheerful apology attitude at the convenience store, this man loudly scolds Tang that if he doesn't leave, he will hit him. Tang raises his middle finger and is immediately attacked by the man. To defend himself, he gathers courage, takes a hammer, borrowed from the store, and hits the man on the head, killing him. Paradox arises. Because of the rain, all evidence against Tang is erased. The convenience store camera is obscured by a fly, obscuring the image of Tang borrowing the hammer. At the same time, the hammer Tang forgot disappears. A few days later, he receives news that the man he killed was actually a serial killer disguised as an identity. He had broken into a house, stole insurance money before killing the entire family. Not only that, he also killed mountain climbing students and disposed of their bodies. Second incident, Tang killed a girl who had threatened him with reporting to the police and extortion because she had the hammer that Tang forgot during the previous killing spree. This girl not only wanted his money, but also wanted him to obediently obey her like a dog. This infuriated Tang, and he used the same hammer to take the girl's life. Paradox arises. Since the girl lived quite secluded, she had no neighbors. It wasn't until the third day that the milkman noticed she hadn't come out to collect her milk and reported it to the police. However, upon examining the house, everything seemed to favor Tang, even though he didn't do anything to tamper with the evidence. The body of the girl was heavily decomposed, and crucial injury sites on the victim's body were chewed off by her dog, making it impossible to determine the cause of death. Around the house, bloodstains on the door handles were licked clean by the dog, leaving only saliva, so no perpetrator DNA could be identified. Particularly, while the dog was digging in the garden, the police found and unearthed two human skeletons, which turned out to be the girl's deceased parents. To claim her life insurance money, she had killed her parents and reported them missing. Not stopping there, in middle school, she intentionally splashed boiling water on her cousin's face, leaving permanent scars. Third incident, Tang killed two boys who intended to rob him. Unfortunately for the two boys, they mistook the wrong person, and Tang took action, leaving the two thugs lying in the dump. Due to excessive drinking, he passed out immediately after the crime. However, he woke up at his home. Paradox arises. At the crime scene, the brick Li Tang used was brought home with him, and, additionally, the victim's father, who was killed by the two hooligans, was mistaken for Li Tang and confessed. These two thugs had actually assaulted a girl, leading to her suicide. But because they were still minors, the two perpetrators escaped punishment. Feeling no remorse, the two thugs continued to commit thefts and robberies everywhere. Just as Li Tang wanted to confess, he was mugged, losing his bag, all his money, and throwing away his weapons into the river. These are the 3 instances of Li Tang killing without any collaboration. From here, he realizes that he has an ability that allows him to identify anyone he sees or stands near as someone who needs to be killed. Relying on this ability and the support of Robin, a hacker who likes to be a hero, Li Tang killed a prosecutor who had previously abducted and assaulted a high school girl. Subsequently, a series of murder cases occurred, causing the police to spin like a whirlwind. And the common denominator of these cases was that the victims were all criminals, and the perpetrators left no evidence behind. After a period of hiding and no longer being pursued, Li Tang was walking down the street when he was bumped into by someone, and this person seemed to have activated his 6th sense, which led to the culmination of the killer paradox. Obviously, avoiding the consequences once again led Li Tang to decide to return to the path of killing. But whether he is truly the chosen one or just a lucky murderer depends on the perception of each individual. Should we support vigilantes outside the legal system when the law itself cannot punish these criminals? And how do those who consider themselves the enforcers of justice judge whether someone deserves to die or not? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. The video about the killer paradox comes to an end here. Thank you for spending time watching with us. If you find our video interesting, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified when we release new videos. Love you, and bye-bye.